Very interesting questions. And before I proceed to answer those, I would probably take a question which was not asked here, but which was asked of me this morning. What my opinion was whether entrepreneurs are born or made. I think that's a very fundamental question. Some of the other things get answered if you explore that question further. And in my view, and a lot of people have studied entrepreneurship itself as a subject. I think there are three components. A lot of times we debate about, is entrepreneurship about knowledge of entrepreneurship, or is it about skills of entrepreneurship? I think there was some reference to it in the first session about education versus training and things like that. But a lot of times knowledge is about how to read a balance sheet, how to produce something, how to manage people. So these are all examples of knowledge. Skills are examples are how do you take decisions, how do you diffuse conflicts, and how do you make people work together. These are not knowledge. This is all about skills. How do you learn? And we all know that educational institutions, among various other players, educational institutions play a very, very important role in imparting knowledge and skills. And we all are experienced enough to say that it is not just knowledge, it's not just skills, you need a combination of both. But most often, a third element is forgotten or ignored, and probably that is the most important factor for entrepreneurship, which is entrepreneurship is a mindset. Entrepreneurship is not knowledge, entrepreneurship is not skills, it's a mindset. And if you think about it very deeply, it's a set of attitudes, your own habits, which you can call it as an entrepreneurial mindset. And it is about taking risk, I can do it type of confidence. Doesn't matter if I fall down a couple of times in riding a bicycle, but I will definitely learn it, and then I will ride the bicycle. That kind of determination and hard work and perspiration, inspiration, all of those. So that is the mindset which I think distinguishes not knowledge or skills, but the mindset. Entrepreneurship is as a mindset is very important. So if you take that as a fundamental starting point, that there are these three elements, and a successful entrepreneur has to have all the three. Okay, just having the mindset without the skills or knowledge is not going to help, and other way around. So if you look at these three as the fundamental requirement for a successful entrepreneur, then it's very clear what the families can do to help, what the educational institutes can do to help. Certainly families can work a lot, can help a lot in the third aspect, in creating the mindset. And that's why no research has found out that entrepreneurship is in the genes. It is in the, what you call, DNA code, etc. But definitely we know that entrepreneurship as a mindset gets influenced with the family environment. If you are born in a family which is risk-taking, which has started previous businesses, so you feel encouraged that, you can also do the same thing. If you have never done that, and if your parents, like most of us, I think, your parents or father has been in government job and, looking for pension, it's very difficult to sort of break that cycle. So family has a very important role to play, in terms of risk-taking ability to face failures. And as somebody said, I've never had failure, I just had different experiences. So an attitude towards that, I think that's very important. And educational institutes also definitely can help in the knowledge creation in the form of, and also in terms of skills. But it can also help in terms of attitude and so on. And how does that happen? I think I just thought a few things which there was a question about what can we do, what more can we do, so that entrepreneurship is successful. And there are more entrepreneurs created from colleges. I think that was the question which you asked. I just thought of a few points, and I thought it may be interesting to you if I share these. One is that definitely you can have entrepreneurship courses and how to do finance and things like that. But a very important part is connections with the industry. A lot of times we think that definitely entrepreneurship leads to innovation, but innovation doesn't have to be an earth-shattering innovation. You know, you don't have to necessarily, every entrepreneur doesn't invent something which is totally different from, will change life forever. Most of the times these are improving your life. You know, you have a product which makes it easier, faster, more comfortable for you, whatever it is. So important thing is it has to be glued to life, in real life, what are the problems experienced, and also in terms of what the industry, what are the things which worry the industry, what are the things, I'm producing the product, but I don't have the right material to, for example, package it. And so these are the kind of problems if industry has, and the entrepreneurs who have the right mindset, but looking for the right idea, or have knowledge about that problem, then you match something, an entrepreneurial skill with the knowledge of how to produce it, and it meets the current need of a market. That's the formula for success. So it's very important that institutions build strong relationship with the industry. And then there are internships between students and the industry, and also industry sponsored projects are done in the institutions. The whole idea is that students should know what kind of opportunities are there for starting something on their own. The other important thing is connections with the local successful entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship is also, entrepreneurs are highly motivated or sometimes demotivated. So it's very important for them to have role models. So local successful or local entrepreneurs who have been through success or success and failure, they need to interact with the students, and that's when the students get confident that other people have walked that path, and you know there is and they can do that also. And another thing is alumni entrepreneurs, very important. If your institution has existed for some time and some of them have become entrepreneurs, I mean, you don't wait for somebody to get a Padma Shri. Call the entrepreneur and then showcase that entrepreneur and say that, look, celebrate entrepreneurship successes. And these are all ways in which we can celebrate success. And also, and some of these are probably happening but not visible. If you have a campus, create in-campus entrepreneurships, you know, like opportunities. So if there is something which you want to give it out to, as a service, collecting laundry, I don't know. These are examples, I guess, is that encourage students to form some small virtual companies and then start. So people get to know how to sell the idea, how to keep customers happy, etc. Many institutions have started entrepreneurship cells. So that's another way in which you can keep the entrepreneurship topic alive. And then, and all these knowledge, skills, and the mindset, even if they don't start something today, they may start something 10 years after they pass out from the college. So these are all life skills which you learn, which will be always useful. And also, I think the entrepreneurs measure success of institution by the number of entrepreneurs created, not just by how many people get into IIT, how many people get into IAS, etc., but also introduce a measure how many people become entrepreneurs. So I think these are all some of the examples. There is a long list. These are all examples in which educational institutions, and let's remember that educational institutions are an important part of the ecosystem. And there are other parts of the ecosystem, the entrepreneur, the market, investors, and also there are organizations like TIE, and earlier Lakshminarayanan spoke about that. So what we do in TIE is that when somebody is at any stage in the entrepreneurship life cycle, maybe, I think we had a diagram also, right? I mean, you are a pre-idea stage, you want to start something on your own, or you have an idea, you don't know what the next step is, or you started something and you are looking for funding, whatever life stage you are in, TIE as an organization, we help the entrepreneurs to take the next step. And usually it is by connecting experienced entrepreneurs and investors with those entrepreneurs. By the way, there is a TIE Coimbatore which is very active, and later on I can give you more information about TIE. So this is part of what the ecosystem is doing. I hope I have answered the questions.